What's up everybody, Chase here with Everett Chevrolet in Morganton, North Carolina. We are at the beautiful Lake James, North Carolina, and we brought out two of our finest vehicles to compare and contrast them. Beside me, we have a brand new 2025 GMC Sierra EV Denali Max Range Edition. And over here we have a pre-owned 2024 GMC Denali with the 5.3 liter V8 motor. Now let's see how these compare. This is gonna be a very brief comparison because we have already gone in depth on both of these trucks. Actually, more recently, we went over the Sierra EV AT4, which was phenomenal. This is the first time that we can confidently say that the EV range actually beats the gas range, yes, in a vehicle. So that has been the #1 problem with EV buyers. They don't like that you are missing out on a ton of range. Well, you only get 432 miles of fuel range in the gas motor, and this one gets up to 460 miles of range. Independent tests have actually shown this to go over 507 miles without a single charge. Now that's in perfect optimal weather conditions, and I think that is simply amazing. So your argument that EVs cannot keep up and they're inconvenient, that's going against you now, because you can actually charge this vehicle at home overnight versus you can't put a gas station in your home. You're always gonna have to go out to refill this one. One of the other great advantages to this electric Sierra is that you have a lot more storage space, both in the bed of the truck and underneath your electronic front trunk. You can access that through your keys with a double tap of the button, and it's rising up automatically for you. So here in the front trunk, you actually still get a power outlet for your accessories. You get cup holders as well as your charge cord. Of course, the gas-powered engine is taking up all your front trunk space right here. Let's check it out. Do we have any storage that we can put there? No. And I also can't do it automatically. In terms of cargo capacity, yes, this already wins, but it also wins in power and performance. You have over twice the amount of available horsepower and torque. That is upwards of 760 horsepower and 785 pound-feet of torque. That goes all the way electronically, four-wheel drive to all four wheels. Versus this, you only get 355 horsepower and 383 pound-feet of torque, and that is not full-time four-wheel drive. That is, of course, you are in rear-wheel drive mode, and then you change to your low and high gears of your four-wheel drive truck. Of course, this is about 4,000 pounds lighter than our EV counterpart, so they kind of equal out. However, this is still way more efficient in terms of gas mileage. This makes a combined 20 miles per gallon, while you don't have to measure that. Here you measure in watt hours, and this is still much more efficient. Earlier today, I did some research about towing. Towing is a huge problem with these trucks. If we were to tow both 10,000 pounds with each of these trucks, you would actually lose about the same amount of range. Your gas mileage would go down to about 8 to 10 miles per gallon in this truck, and this would also lose about half of its range. Now, the big inconvenience of electronic vehicles, of course, is charging. So it's gonna take you up to 10 minutes just to get 100 miles of range in this vehicle, and that is on a 350 kilowatt hour fast charger. And of course, those are not available everywhere, like the thousands of gas stations. Out here in a rural part, you might have a gas station, but you are certainly not gonna have a charging station just yet. But that's not a problem if you're not planning on going out very far. Obviously, we can get back and forth to the dealership from here, no issue at all, and then we can just go ahead and plug it up. This thing will charge on your level 2 standard charging cord in just 11 hours. So if you bring it home and you plug it up overnight, just like you would your cell phone, you don't even have to worry about stopping at the gas station anymore. It is insanely convenient, and I think the EV buyer that buys this is also gonna buy the at-home charging station. I know myself, I would much rather install a gas station at the house, but that is not permitted in the United States. So around back the GMC Sierra EV, we only have a 5.5 foot bed. Now that expands all the way up to 10 feet and 10 inches. As you can see here, we have a 10-foot kayak, and it's not even taking up the whole space. With the tailgate dropped, you can expand your cargo capacity up to 10 feet and 10 inches. That is thanks to our multi-pro midgate that expands into the back seat, and you can actually split your seat 60-40, and we could have actually done that here. We didn't need to drop down both seats, but you know what, that's fine. We had some extra camera gear that we had to bring along. And of course, back here, you have your off-board power station. So you have a 240 volt outlet and two 120 volt outlets. It is amazing. You will also be able to charge your house with this power station with its vehicle to home capabilities. So around back the 24 Sierra Denali, we have our regular 5-foot bed, 5.5-foot bed. It does not expand. You do not have a multi-pro midgate, but you do have a multi-pro tailgate. That's gonna allow you to easily step up inside your truck, and you have an extra step. So up here, no issues. This one comes with an aftermarket bed cover, so if you are interested, this has already been upfitted. Another area where the EV also beats our regular internal combustion engine is our 24-inch wheels. They are massive and they look amazing. You also get adaptive air ride suspension. You have control over your vehicle height. You can raise and lower it as you please according to your needs. And I think that, along with the extra cargo capacity of your midgate and the extra power that you have under here, it accelerates from 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds. That alone will justify the $20,000 price increase. The R&D that has went into these vehicles in the past 5 years has cost General Motors billions of dollars, and of course you are going to pay for that whenever you get the latest and greatest technology from General Motors. So on the inside of the 2025 Denali EV, we have a very upgraded interior. You have a 17-inch vertical display center, which I love. We've went over that in the past few videos. It is phenomenally better than the one we have in the Denali gas counterpart. I prefer that because it's larger, easier to use, and you get up to 14 different camera angles. We can actually look in the back and see our kayak back there, make sure that's all right. No more looking behind us, over our shoulder, or in the mirror. It's as easy as that. Of course, this does come standard with Super Cruise. Super Cruise is our hands-free driving assistance on over 400,000 miles of roads. It's phenomenal, and our Denali gas counterparts do not get that feature as standard. However, that is an option that you can option on those trucks. So we're on the inside of the 2024 Denali with the 5.3-liter V8. This is a pretty standard interior across the 24, 25, and even our new 2026 models. You get an awesome touch button display system right here. It's actually very handy if you don't like using the bigger 17-inch display for all your apps and configurations. However, we do have a 13.4-inch display right here. It's massive and large enough. It's responsive and works just as fine as that one. It is just more rectangular than vertical. Of course, you have a separate driver information center. It is digital as well as your heads-up display. Like I said earlier, we are missing our Super Cruise on this, but we still get a sunroof. And one of the big key differences is we still get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Of course, none of that is available on our EVs, but that's okay. We kind of like Google better now. They have a great map system and it integrates seamlessly to your phone. It connects just as fast as Apple CarPlay would in any other vehicle. Now, they share the same Bose speaker system and they are phenomenal. I was jamming out on the way here and I absolutely love the performance and the luxury feel on both of these Denalis. So that about wraps up our video comparing our two Sierra Denalis. I hope you saw which one was the clear winner. Obviously, it is our electric Sierra Denali. It makes more range, it has twice the cargo capacity, and it has over twice the power. It's faster, it's smarter, it's better, and it's later. If you would like to justify the $20,000 price increase to a brand new 2025 GMC Denali, I think you could justify that in every single way just based on convenience, performance alone. Of course, if you are someone who might want to tow every single day or tow over long distances, I think this still would be the clear winner. It has an 11,000 pound tow capacity, just above our 10,000 pound on our Sierra Denali EV. And of course, charging with a trailer is probably not advised, and your charging spaces are few and far between. It will take you longer to charge than it will to fill up. So it really just depends. If you are only taking a boat out to the lake, these are gonna be both amazing vehicles, but I think this is gonna be your all-round winner every single day. So if you're interested in an electric vehicle right now, you can get them at Everett Chevrolet in Morganton or in Hickory. We have quite a few options. And of course, don't forget that $7,500 EV tax credit is going away in September. Now this would not qualify because it is almost $100,000 and that EV tax credit limit tops out at $80,000. Of course, we do have a Silverado or two that would qualify, as well as a few of our Blazer and Equinox EVs. And if you haven't heard, the big beautiful bill passed and you are able to now deduct up to $10,000 off your auto loan in interest every single year. So what that means is that any new American-made vehicle is going to qualify for that discount. So This one was assembled right here in Fort Wayne assembly line. Of course, it is pre-owned, so it's not gonna qualify. You have to get a brand new one, and it has to be made in America. And we have a ton of those vehicles available. If you'd like to go to our website, we actually made a page where you can see all 350 brand new vehicles that are assembled right here in America. So if you are in the market for an American-made vehicle, in the market for savings, or ready to make the jump to electric vehicles, come to Everett Chevrolet in Hickory or in Morganton, North Carolina.